Butterflies fill my spine, I feel myself getting hot again. Nerves rushing through my brain, yeah, they can't hear fire from the trees. You're standing by his side, red drops burning down your face. Getting real close now, baby. Holy fuck, I feel it with you. I lose self-control. Now I found that you're not one to hear me now. You got me on my knees begging for you later. And like a fool to stand around and let you blame me. And I'm riding in the sky to the heavens like an
Hi, my name is Leo Connors and welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. Tonight, I got a very special guest. I'm coming off of having 3 weeks off. Big John Callahan, also known as Sergeant Muldoon. John, thank you.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, my pleasure, believe me. We were talking off here about some good stuff, so let's just get right into it. We'll start with the fan questions.
Okay.
Not a question. Guy we were just talking about, Brendan Higgins, Knuckles Nelson, Big Pop from Rhode Island. You go way back with Knuckles.
I do. I've known Brendan for well over 30 years.
Wow.
He was an incredible talent when he first broke in. He's gotten so much better. He's had a lot of good breaks in wrestling. And, he's had his struggles like most of us have. But he's turned that all around.
Yes.
He's written a book.
Great book.
Right?
I read it.
Yeah.
It was great.
And he's doing fantastic for himself. I'm very happy for him.
Nice. Thanks, Knuckles. All right, Chopper Pitsley has a few questions. What was your biggest memory of working for the WWF? I have a lot of WWF questions for you later.
Oh, there's so many. One of the biggest things with them was walking into the big arenas, Nassau Coliseum. It was the first time they ever had a battle royal. And there was 22,000 people in the building. Wow. And Gorilla Monsoon came to the dressing room and said, there's 22,000 in the building, another 4,000 waiting to get in. My match was going to go on before the Battle Royal.
Right.
I was wrestling Invader number 2. So he told me to stretch it out, go at least 12. I said, well, did you tell Johnny? He doesn't speak English. Okay.
Oh, Johnny Rivera?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the referee spoke Spanish. It didn't matter.
Nice.
He's working me, yeah. So we do the match. I get back, and I'm pumped because this crowd is just cheering. And Arnold Skolin was there, and I said, Arnie, how was that match? Was it great? Yeah, you did good, kid. Now turn around, you're in the Battle Royal.
Nice.
So that was good. And then we did the Battle Royal, and I was number 1 going out. So I took my time. I was about 10 minutes in that Battle Royal. Mac Rivera came to me and said, what number are you? It's number 1. He threw me over the top rope. I got another big pop. So I was on cloud 9 that night.
Nice.
That was nice.
Now, Invader 1 was Jose Gonzalez?
Invader 1 was, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. All right, Chopper also has a couple more. Was anyone rough, or did anybody take liberties with you?
Yes.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Not so much in WWF. They were more stiff in WWF.
Okay.
David Schultz, Paul Orndorff.
Well,
very
both
stiff.
those guys are known for being tough, too.
In Quebec, on TV, I wrestled Sailor White. And Sailor is the Moondog King.
Right.
Now, he's 450 pounds at least.
Right.
I was just breaking into the business. I was probably about a year in. Wow. So he slams me, and I'm not knowing what I'm supposed to do. I just see him come off the ropes. He jumps straight up in the air and comes down about 5 feet and lands full weight on me. And I thought I had died.
Right.
I couldn't breathe. I tried to roll out of the ring. I get back to the dressing room area, and Jacques Rougeau was right there.
Yeah.
And Jacques said, are you okay? I said, man, I can't breathe. And I'm trying to get my breath going again, And Jacques was mad. He went over and started screaming at Sailor White.
Nice.
I said, no, don't get me in trouble. Come on. And but he just, because it was a liberty he took on a young kid.
Right.
There was no reason for it.
Right. Now, was that Jacques' father the promoter of that event?
No, that was Jacques, the Rougeau from the Rougeau brothers.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. But Sailor White was, what did you say, King, right?
King, yes.
Yeah. All right. Was you treated well or greeted nicely when going there, or basically ignored backstage? Thanks, Chopper.
Probably 99% of the people were very friendly once they knew who you were.
Right.
When you first came in, everybody was a little standoffish. They don't know who you are. They don't know why you're there.
Right.
Who's this kid that just walked into the dressing room? The first guy that ever came over to me and introduced himself was Jerry Valiant.
Oh, wow.
And then I was at another arena and Rick McGraw did it.
Nice.
And they wanted to know where you trained and how long you've been wrestling, and just in case they're going to be wrestling you.
Right.
You know. And then once other guys knew that you were a wrestler and they saw you coming into shows, it was always a very welcome greeting.
Nice. Now, were you signed to a contract with the WWE? I thought I read that.
Yes.
You were, okay.
In 1983, now I had already been working in and out of WWF since '79, but Vince gave us contracts. Gorilla Monsoon actually handed them out in Allentown TV.
Yeah.
So everybody signed a contract, or you're not going to be working.
So,
Well, that's kind of like, okay, I guess I'll sign the contract.
Yeah.
I had nothing to lose. I was bottom of the card.
Right.
So to me, it made sense to sign it, no matter what the deal was.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't getting a deal like Hulk Hogan or any of the guys on top. A few guys right away said no, that they wouldn't do it. And
Wow, really?
Ended up leaving. Bill Eadie was one of them, a superstar.
Wow.
Refused to do it. The contract pretty much stated that Vince had the right to everything. Your likeness, your name, your television rights, any merchandise they sell. Wow. And back then there was only 4 shirts, I believe.
Right.
And
what, 2 of them were Hogan's?
well, there was Hogan, there was Slaughter, Jimmy Snooker, and Rocky Johnson.
Oh, wow.
And they got nothing from those shirts. Wow. Everything went to the office.
Yeah. Well, no wonder why Mass Superstar turned it down, because he wanted everything. I just happened to meet him over the weekend. Oh. What a class act. What a great guy.
He's a good guy.
He really is. And got to meet Crusher Khrushchev, too, also.
Oh, Barry.
Barry Dasso. Yeah. They were super.
Yeah.
All right. Next question is from a guy you know, Maverick Wild. What was the single goofiest thing that ever happened at Champs Arena in Salisbury?
Single goofiest. Oh, there were so many. Oh, God. I have to pick out one. Well, if it had to happen, there's some things that are goofy that happened in the ring, and some things that were goofy that happened at the beach house, and some that happened at the bar.
Right, okay.
We'll stick to the arena.
Probably cleaner. Keep it cleaner.
Let's see. While we were there, oh, God, try to come up with one thing, huh? Let's see. Goofy. God.
Go crazy, whatever.
I know. There was just unbelievable. Oh, here's one. Good one. Joel Davis.
Yeah.
Everybody knows
a real
the real deal.
I know Joel.
Okay. We cut live promos in the ring after the second match.
Right.
Okay. So Joel asked me if he could get in the ring and talk. And I said, yeah, okay. So I scratched the name that was up there and I said, Joel, you got an interview after the second match. So Joel goes out there, and 30 seconds later he comes back. And he said, what are you doing back here? You're supposed to cut a 5-minute promo. Oh, I couldn't think of anything to say. So talk about your grandmother. Get the hell back out there and do something.
Right.
He couldn't do it.
And he's killing it as a comedian right now.
Right.
Right,
He couldn't do it.
All right. Chris Bartolo, you know Chris?
Yes, I do know Chris.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you come up with the name and the gimmick Sergeant Muldoon? John is one of my favorite people in the business and such an awesome person. Thank you, Chris.
Chris is a really good guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's a great guy. The name came from a gimmick that I was going to start when I was going to Montreal in 1984.
Right.
My idea was to leave New York, go to Montreal, establish my name as something else, and then come back.
Right.
And, like everybody else did. So I wanted to do something totally different that nobody else ever did, and it was an Irish freedom fighter. I had an Irish flag. I painted IRA on it. I had a black mask, a black beret, fatigues. Right? So I was doing a show for Walter Kowalski, and I show up with this gear on.
Right.
And he said, "What name are you going to use?" And I came up with something like Max Muldoon or something. And he said, "You're going to be Sergeant Muldoon." Oh, okay. And the problem with the gimmick was that he got too much heat.
Right.
And I was fighting my way back to the dressing room a lot of nights.
Wow.
To the point where in Taunton, we were getting jumped by the crowd. And of course, I was just too stupid to just keep walking. I turned right around
and start fighting.
and started swinging.
Oh, man.
And so now Tony Ulysses has no choice but to keep swinging with me.
Yeah.
You know? And the promoter asked me if I would change the gimmick. And so I thought about a couple different things. And I even tried doing a ninja gimmick for a while. I never took a martial arts lesson.
Right.
But
You had the gi and everything?
Yeah.
Nice.
I worked with Richard Byrne, who's a master in Tang Soo Do.
Yeah.
And we had a karate match. And he didn't kill me. And so I was talking one night, I forget who it was, I was talking with, I said, I want to do a police gimmick, because nobody's done a police gimmick. And they said, well, how do you get away with it without imitating a police officer? Well, don't wear a badge.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? Because when you look at on TV, all those cops in New York,
Right here.
they have a
Or
badge.
right here or
but
right
you
here.
can't see that that's not a real badge. Right? So I said, yeah, that could work. So it's, well, what name should I use? And they said, you're already Sergeant Muldoon, just use it.
Right.
So, okay. I
Which
went out.
is a nice, that's good.
Yeah. And I went out and got some cuffs, and I bought a billy club from a police supply store. But then I was in a show, something near Worcester, and a guy who used to be a cop in New York actually gave me another billy club to use.
Yeah.
He said, this one will work better for you.
Nice.
Great. Yeah.
Did you buy the stuff from Doughboy Police and Fire? There was a guy that was like in Dorchester.
No, mine came out of New York.
Oh, okay.
It was New York Police and Fire Supply.
Okay.
They never even questioned the fact that this stuff was going to Massachusetts.
Right.
You know,
Wow.
They just sent it to me.
That's awesome. Thank you, Chris. All right. Another guy you know very well, and my son's favorite independent wrestler, Gino Martino.
I love Gino.
Your concrete cowboy shtick and your Bedlam of Boston memories. And if you were around at the time that Bruno bought the promotion from Kowalski. Thanks, Gino.
That's like a two-part question. The Concrete Cowboy, I actually wasn't Concrete Cowboy.
No.
That was a guy from Philadelphia.
Okay.
But we did look similar.
Yeah.
So it would be easy mistake.
Right.
The
Ron
two of
Shaw?
us. No.
Okay, because you look a little like Ron Shaw. Little. You do with, minus the facial hair.
No, I forget his name, but he trained out of New Jersey, I believe,
Okay.
with Larry Sharp or somebody.
Yeah.
And he didn't last very long. And he wasn't that bright. He used to go to the ring with a cigar in his mouth, and he went to step through the ropes, and the cigar hit the ropes and went down in front of his tights and started burning him while he was in the ring.
Yeah, that's definitely not too bright. Wow.
So, but Bedlam from Boston, that was a
Yeah.
TV show we did on Channel
Right.
25 in Boston. And that came out of the IWF. Walter had the IWF already.
Yeah.
When he's running his own shows. He had an argument with Angelo Savoldi at the Boston Garden.
Yeah.
So Walter decided, well, you know what? I'm going to just run opposition. And so he decided he needed a TV show. So he went, look at all the channels that had wrestling.
Right.
Well, now 4, 5, 7, they're not going to touch it.
Right. The major networks.
Right. So you got to go to the independent UHF channels.
Right.
Well, 25 was fairly new, but it's Christian Broadcasting Network.
Oh, wow.
So this is a big step for them.
Right.
So we set it up at the Channel 25 studios. That time was in Needham. And we went to film. This was in late 1981. And here comes Johnny Valiant, Bull Curry, Dominic DiNucci, Hans Schroeder. And because they had all left the office,
Right.
When Vince was buying out his dad, he was letting go of all these guys.
Really?
Yeah. So they came in, and Bruno was already running out in Pittsburgh.
Right.
So they wanted to start something in Allentown and have something for Eastern Pennsylvania. So Dominic pretty much had that part, and Bruno was a partner with them
Right.
in all of this. So we're running 2 TVs. We're going to Needham to do ours on a Tuesday night, and then we're driving out to Allentown later that week to do their TV in Pennsylvania. And it was working for a while. On Channel 25, we were the #2 show in our time slot.
Wow.
We were only behind Community Auditions, which
was
you
a good
could
show.
Never, ever beat Community Auditions.
Yeah, that was a great show. I love that show.
Yeah. And then they decided that they got to cut cost, so they moved all the operation to Pennsylvania.
Wow. Okay.
But it didn't have the same flavor. You didn't have all the local guys that people came to know, and bombed. Within 3 or 4 weeks, we were off the air, Channel 25.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Stephen Lambert. He can't recant the stories I want to hear again on TV. But if he has a funny one that he can, I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, hope you're doing well. You know Stephen Lambert.
I do know Steve Lambert.
He's a great guy. In the last 3 years, he's been killing it.
Steve Lambert is part of the Middlesex Express.
Yes.
And along
I'm from Lowell, too, so that's why I loved him so much.
And Stephen Lester was his partner.
Yes.
And we were in Fairhaven one night, and there was a guy that wrestled with us named Black Wolf. He was 6'7" or 6'8", just a monster of a guy, 450, 470 pounds, just huge. Well, he left his pants on a chair in the dressing room and left. And so the Steves were standing right there. And I said, hey, why don't you guys see if you can fit inside his pants? So the two of them step inside his pants and pull it up. I said, well, we'll button it. So they button it. I'm taking a picture of him.
Wow.
Here comes Jerome.
Uh-oh.
The first thing they do is, Sarge told us to do it.
Three under the bus.
Jerome, I would never do that, brother. That's wrong.
Nice.
And it was perfect. It was so funny to watch them try to struggle to get out of those pants.
Oh, that's
before
funny.
Jerome kills them.
Yeah. Great tag team, though.
Oh, excellent tag team.
Really good. All right. Pretty much everyone you know that's asked questions. Dan, the Bionic Bedondi.
Danny, yes.
Awesome. Looking forward to this. Showcase Pro Wrestling and Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center. No questions, just that.
That's a lot for Danny.
Yeah. Dan's a good guy, too. I've known Dan a long time. Really good guy.
I can't believe how strong this guy is.
Yeah.
He had a stroke, 3 years ago, I believe.
Oh, he did?
It was.
I didn't know that.
It was kind of a mild stroke, thank God. But he worked his way back, and now he can lift 1,500 pounds. And it's just amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Seeing that you brought that up really quick, Freddie Risa, he had 2 strokes, Freddie. The first one, he got back quickly. The second one, not so much. He's struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
But Freddie, hope you feel better soon, and thank you for being a New England independent wrestling fan. All right, Congo, Mike Medina. Hey, Sarge, hope all is well. My question is, I heard you got to wrestle Hulk Hogan. I heard that, too. If so, how was the experience? You wrestled him at least twice, right? Or
3 times.
3 times, okay.
3 times, yeah. Once was a handicap match.
Yes, with Johnny Rods. No?
Angelo Gomez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was in Allentown. Then I wrestled him in a singles match in Allentown. And then we wrestled the Boston Garden.
Nice.
It was 1981, I believe.
Wow.
I was called last minute the day before to go to the Garden.
Yeah.
So I went. Now this time, Hulk Hogan was not Hulkamania.
Right.
He was a heel.
He was a rule breaker with Freddie
Yeah.
Blassie, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we were late in the card that night.
Yep.
18,000 people, but not because of us, because of Bruno Sammartino.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
But just the experience. Because when I was in high school, my high school guidance counselor told me, wrestling's a pipe dream. It's never going to happen. So as I'm walking through the door into the Garden, and I'm looking up at the rafters, and I can just see heads up there. That's it. So, man, this is one heck of a pipe dream. You know, it's a little intimidating at first when you walk into the building like that, because here's the place that you went to watch wrestling, and you watch concerts and you watch hockey, and you know, and now you're in the center. You know,
it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Ronald Rivera, Ronnie Ribs.
Yep.
How old is he really, and how long does it take to chug a pitcher of beer? And he loves you, Sarge.
I love Ronnie.
Ronnie's great.
I hang out with Ronnie because he brings his wife, and she's gorgeous.
Nice. Yeah.
He's okay, too. You know?
Yeah, he is a good guy.
I will be 65 in 2 weeks.
Wow, you look good.
Yeah.
You do.
And So how long it takes to chug a pitcher of beer, where that comes from is we did a show in Millville, Mass for Showcase Pro Wrestling. And after the show, we said, let's go get something to eat. Well, I knew a place in Woonsocket that had sliders for $3 and pitchers of beer for $5.
Right.
So about 8 of us went, and we all got to eat. We all got to drink pitchers of beer, and it only cost, it was a little over $100.
Right.
8 of us.
8 of you. That's pretty good.
Right. So now we had the pitchers, we were pouring cups of beer for everybody, and there was probably maybe a third of the pitcher left in each one of them. Ronnie grabbed one, I grabbed the other, and the 2 of us chugged the rest of the pitcher. And there's a picture of it somewhere.
Nice.
I hope it gets buried.
Thanks, Ronnie, very much. So when you started training, it was in Salem.
Salem, yes.
For Killer.
Yep.
My question is, was Kevin the Butcher Hughes in that class?
Yes, he was.
Was Jeff Coster in that class?
No.
Okay.
Jeff
was
came-
in the first class, correct?
Jeff came after.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, Bruiser was the first one.
Right. There was myself, there was Kevin, Dan Petty.
Yep.
It was Danny Patiglio. Lynn Holmes. Lynn wrestled as Frank Savage in the early 80s in WWF. And this other guy named Huggy Bear. His real name is Greg. I don't remember his last name.
Yeah.
He never went anywhere. He left. He just gone. We had Walter and we had Hurricane Bob Wheeler as our trainers.
Okay.
Bob was a local guy, worked with Santos, and then he worked with Gypsy Joe for those local indie shows. Good guy, fast. My God, he was quick, yeah. And there would be wrestlers that would stop by because they heard Walter had a school. So like one night, Mike Produces just walked in.
Right.
Oh my God, look who that is.
Yeah.
Wow, you know? And it opened up a lot of doors, training with Walter.
Right.
Within the first year, we were on Games People Play, Real People, The Tomorrow Show with Tom Snyder. I don't know if you remember The Tomorrow Show. It used to
I
be
know
on
Tom Snyder's a big name.
before there was a Letterman and, and all that.
Right.
There was Tom Snyder.
Yeah.
And we were on that. We had Channel 7 from Boston come up, and John Dennis, the sports
I
caster.
remember John Dennis.
He came in and he wanted to try to train to wrestle, so we took him in the ring. So,
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a great place.
That's awesome. All right. So in 1981, like you just said, you wrestled Hogan in the Garden. In addition to Hogan, you also wrestled such big names as Roddy Piper, Tony Atlas, Junkyard Dog, and one of my personal favorites because he's crazy, the Iron Sheik. Now, in some of the other names you wrestled as, is this true? Were you a Baltimore Terror?
Yes, they called me. Well, that came from Bedlam from Boston.
Right.
They wanted to bill me from somewhere other than Milford because it would just sound like everybody's local.
Yeah.
So they gave me Baltimore. So when I went to the ring one night, Mel Simons called me the Baltimore Terror.
Nice.
So yeah, okay, that fits.
Yeah. Any memories of wrestling guys like Piper or, Junkyard Dog, Sheik, Tony?
Well, Junkyard Dog was the last one I wrestled in WWF.
And how was he at the time? Was he like...
He was okay.
Okay.
It was weird how it happened. We were in Poughkeepsie, and Pat Patterson saw me, and he said, "John, I didn't see you wrestle tonight." I said, "No, Pat, apparently you had too many guys." He said, "Well, we'll fix that." And Pat went over and changed the card. So
Good to be friends with Pat Patterson.
Yeah. So I go talk to Doug, and he said, just attack me in the beginning, and then we're going to do this couple things, and that's okay. And what I didn't realize is a Junkyard Dog cannot stay in his lane.
No.
He throws you off the ropes,
Yeah.
and you're expecting your left shoulder to hit his left shoulder, and he's going for your right. So midstream, I had to switch real quick and bounce off of him.
Wow.
Which gave a nice effect, but it looked clumsy as hell.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper was great.
Right.
Roddy was just, it was a tag match. I worked with him. It was myself and Frank Williams against Roddy and David Schultz.
Oh, wow.
They told me before the match, don't tag out. No matter what you do, stay in the ring the entire match. They're going to keep working on you.
Yeah.
Go for Frank, but don't make the tag. Okay. So it got to a point where Schultz was shooting so much in there. Every time he came in, Roddy came in and said, "Roddy, just stay in the damn ring, will you?"
Right. Oh, yeah.
So he's trying to keep from laughing. And then he's throwing punches at me. I said, "Will you connect? I can't feel what the hell to sell." But it was beautiful. He was he was a great guy to work, Sergeant Slaughter was a great guy to work. Sweet Hansen, taught you how to be tough.
Right. Very tough guy. Him and his tag team with Rip Hawk was incredible.
Yeah, he put me in the corner. He slapped me so hard, I thought I was going to die in there, right?
Right.
So then he comes back for a second one. I jumped up and kicked him in the chin. He went down to his knee. He's laughing. He said, that was a good one, kid. I'm thinking, I'm going to die.
Right.
But you gained the respect of the boys because you didn't take it
Right,
when they
right.
gave it to you.
Wow, that is awesome. All right, now in '86 you worked for AFA.
AFA, yes.
The Samoans.
Yep.
And when he started up, what's it called, the Trans World Wrestling Organization?
Trans World Wrestling, yep.
And had a very fast rise and a very fast drop.
Mm-hmm.
How was it working for AFA, who everybody loves?
AFA was one of the greatest people in the world, and oh my God, it was family.
Yeah.
We weren't a wrestling company; we were family on
Right.
the road. And we just had the greatest road trips. We had it was long road trips. We had to do a tour through Maine, and we had to go up to Presque Isle. And that was an interesting trip. We had a caravan of a couple of vans, a few cars,
Right.
and heading up that way. AFA took care of everybody. When we were down by his house, everybody came to his house and we had a barbecue.
Right.
He'd just send his wife out, go get 10 chickens and 10
Right.
roasts. We're going to have a barbecue.
That's awesome.
And you just ate.
Yeah.
And you got to meet so many people because Sherry Martel came in for us, Donna Day, Don Marie, Jim Nelson, who later
Private Nelson. Borazuka. I just saw him over the weekend.
Yes. He came in. Ox Baker.
Yeah.
That's the first time I got to meet Ox. Kurt Von Hess. Of course, I already knew David Schultz.
Right. Yeah. You knew him good enough that you knew he hit you hard.
Oh, yeah. Like, good enough to be a heel, so I didn't have to wrestle him.
Right.
I wrestled Jules Strongbow a lot.
I just met him over the weekend, too.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Frank is a real great
Frank
guy.
Hill.
And we worked in Berlin, New Hampshire. This is really where everything started to change for me. We were sold out. It's a high school. And I'm wrestling Jules, but we're not touching each other. Every time he lifted his leg to do the war dance, I jumped out of the ring and just kept building heat.
Right.
Building heat. And finally the referee came over and said, hey, 15 minutes have gone by. Want to get in here? Oh, all right. So I step into the ring. Are you happy? I jump back out of the ring. And so now we're getting close. It's a 20-minute time limit. About 17 minutes, we actually tied up and started wrestling. We wrestled for 1 minute. He hooked me in the sleeper. We went home, ended the match. But the heat was unbelievable.
Yeah.
We get into the dressing room afterwards, and Jules says to me, can you do that every night? So, yeah, of course I can do it every night.
Right.
He said, then from now on, you're going to be the main event. You've got to be kidding me.
Wow.
And your money doubles.
Yeah, right.
Right there.
Right.
And now I'm working with Jules. I'm working with the Samoans in tag matches.
Yeah.
So you're learning a lot.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's a great story. I noticed you also wrestled in Egypt?
Yeah, one trip.
Yeah, and how was that? And who was the promoter on that?
I don't know the promoter's name. AFA set it all up for us and sent us over there.
Okay.
And, it was a last minute thing that I was even in there.
Right.
But I was there, so it was cool.
That's well. And also you wrestled Puerto Rico. Now, was that for Carlos Colon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Victor Quinones is actually who booked us.
Okay.
Rudy Diamond called me up one night and said, hey, you want to go to Puerto Rico tomorrow? So what are we going to do in Puerto Rico? He's going to wrestle. Really? He said, yeah, call this number. So I called Victor, and he said, yeah, if you want to come down, I'll book the flight. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, you be at Logan Airport, and you come to San Juan. Okay. So we get down to San Juan, and we're walking by the beach, because once you're in where the hotel was, it's right on the beach.
Right.
I hear someone yell my name. So who knows me in Puerto Rico?
Right.
It's Ron Shaw and Larry Winters. They were on the beach. So it was good. The four of us hung out all day, all night. Yeah, it was a fun
Both those
trip.
guys are great workers, man. Ron Shaw, a lot of the fans will automatically know, but if they don't know about Larry Winters, look him up on YouTube because the guy was an incredible wrestler.
Yep. Yeah, he was.
All right. Now you were part of you and Big City Mike started up wrestling at Salisbury Beach, Champs
Beach.
Arena.
Yep.
Now, what was the name of was it Superstars of Wrestling? Or was that when Knuckles took
we
over?
were New England Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
And how we got the building was the Dream Machine was our video arcade company that ran tourist places. malls, things like
Right.
that. And they had 2 locations in Salisbury, and it wasn't really making the money they thought it should be making. So they wanted to get something else in there.
Right.
Ricky Lawrence, who was a vendor down in Nantasket Beach at that Dream Machine, he got us the connection to get the building. So Big City decided, well, okay, I'll make all the deals.
Right.
Well, okay, you go ahead and you make all the deals. So he did, because I didn't think he could do it. He talked a Jewish businessman, and nothing against Jewish businessmen, but they're pretty damn smart.
Yeah. And tight. For their
And
money.
It's money, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He talked them into giving us the building with nothing down and installing restrooms
Wow.
so that we could actually have a live audience.
Yeah.
And we built the dressing room, myself, Rick, and Rick's father-in-law. And it took us about 2 weeks to do it. And then they installed the shower for us. So now we have this beautiful building. Wow. And the ring fits perfect. Yeah. All we got to do is go get chairs. So we got some chairs for it. The concession booth was already there because it was there from the Dream Machine.
Right.
They didn't move it. They built a wall for us in the front and then painted it white with stars. So we became the shooting stars of wrestling.
Nice.
And that's where we cut our promos for shows. Didn't know much about the internet at that point. This is in 1995. To us, it was all foreign, you know.
Yeah.
But we found a guy who did know about it, and he would get us on there. Buddy Stewart came in as our sound guy.
Right.
Buddy's a great guy. Brian Webster came in as our ring announcer. And the talent that came through there, we had a core of 10 guys that I would use every weekend, and then I'd add to it as we were going along.
Right.
We had the Eliminators,
Wow.
Cronus and Saturn,
Yeah. My favorite tag team that's ever been on television.
Eric Watts.
Who wrestled Sonny Goodspeed in a
Right.
match. I know that. Sonny told that story right here.
Eric's mom lived in New Hampshire.
Oh, wow.
And he got booked for WWF as Team
Techno Team 2000.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they weren't really using him. So I called the office and said, well, if you're not using Eric, can we use him? They said, oh, yeah, if you have bookings for Eric, go ahead. You can make the deal with him. Okay, so I talked to Eric, and
Right.
we made a deal. And Tony Atlas came in for us. Ox Baker was coming in. Nikolai Volkov. So we had Billy Silverman for a referee. Jack Savage,
Yeah.
who was a veteran referee.
Right.
Scott Dickinson came in for us.
Yeah.
You
Great
know?
referee.
Yeah.
Great mind for wrestling all around, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And then because I had been in the business for as long as I had, local guys who knew me came up and wanted to see what was going on. We had Jose Perez. He was El Diablo
Wow.
back then.
Yeah. I love Jose.
Brutal Bob Evans.
Yep. Another good guy.
Yep. And Bill Eadie came in for us. The Samoans came in.
Wow.
So it was
that
going
relationship
good.
paid off.
Right. This is why you have to be good to everybody.
Right.
Be nice to everybody you meet, because you never know
That's right.
down the road when that person can help you out with something. And every one of them did.
That's awesome. And then Knuckles ended up taking it over.
Right. Well, what happened there was I found out the bills weren't getting paid. And you could make a dark side of the ring about this.
Right.
Just what was going on up there, the parties, the debauchery, it was just nuts. I wasn't there all the time. We ran a school during the week at night, and then I'd go home and come back on Fridays so we run the shows. There was a girl at the beach that Rick was hooking up with, and I found out about it probably about a week before it blew up in everybody's face.
Yeah.
One of the kids that were training, his mother came in and asked Rick's real girlfriend, Mary Ann, who was the money person behind all this, where Rick's girlfriend is. And she said, I'm Rick's girlfriend. And she said, no, the blonde girl.
Oh, no.
And so one of the boys came into the dressing room
Wow.
and said, Sarge, you got to get out there now. This is blowing up bad. And it's, well, maybe I can duck out the back door.
Right.
And so when I went out there, I said, what did you do? And I'm asking Rick, like, man. He said, oh, you worry too much, brother. I could sell ice water to an Eskimo. Brother, this is the business.
Yeah.
This could go south real fast, and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, he didn't do anything to change it. He just kept with this girl. And so we got to now no, not November. I think it was October of that year.
Okay.
I was in a program with Tony Atlas, and so I said, you know what? I'm just going to drop the belt to Tony tonight and let him deal with this crap.
Right. And then you left?
And I left. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
And then Knuckles came in the following year.
Right.
And then Tony Rumble came in, and they kept it going for probably another year or so. They tried.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, Knuckles told that story on him. What incredible story.
Yeah.
You know. All right, and before we play the name game, you work at Showcase Pro Wrestling.
Showcase, yes.
And how did you get involved with Chris and Don? Is Don like part of the booking and all that too? Don and Chris together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then Dan also works.
Dan works there.
Yeah.
How that came about was I got inducted into the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame.
2011.
Yes. And I was doing an event for Joe Bruin down in Providence. And I met Chris. And then I went to another event for Tommy Deegan down in Power League Wrestling. And Chris was there. We started talking. He said, well, why don't you come out to Woonsocket? I have a school up there. Where do you have a school in Woonsocket? Right. So I went up, saw the school. Okay, this is kind of a good deal. It's not too far from my house. I can help out. And so I did. I started helping training.
Right.
Most of the training at that point I was doing. Vega was in and out. Cargill Vinton was helping with some of the training. But his time that he could do it was limited. And then Chris was there.
Right.
And so we started working on it and started building it up and getting the houses up and getting some pretty good talent going. We had the cool people, which was
the tag team.
Yeah, AC and Sammy.
Yeah, they were a really good. Are they still wrestling?
No,
I was going to say I haven't seen them around.
Sammy is a flight attendant.
Okay.
Traveling the world.
Yeah,
living life.
Good. Yeah.
AC is a banker.
Oh, nice.
And so he's doing really well for himself. Yeah. Benny Blanco was with them.
Yeah.
Benny used to be in TNA wrestling.
Yep.
And he
from
came
New
in.
York, right, Benny?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Benny from the Bronx.
Yeah. Benny from the Bronx.
And so he came in for us and helped them to establish their characters.
Right.
You know? We had a few guys that we thought might be okay and do well, and then they just kind of fizzled away. And
right.
You know, but we got some good kids now too. We have Rambo Godfrey going really well. Consistent AZ is going well. Danny Cabral, this kid is unbelievable.
Yep. He is.
Matt Michelson is doing great. Chris Spratt's doing great. Logan Machina, who is the skinniest kid you will ever meet in your life, but what a wrestling encyclopedia this kid is.
Nice.
He's a really good kid, and I hope he can eat a lot more sandwiches and gain some weight.
Now, BRG works for you guys too, correct? Sometimes?
BRG, yes. In fact,
he's incredible. I love the kid. He's an awesome kid. Good wrestler, really good wrestler.
We have 3 nights of training. On Monday night, it's Vega and Blackheart do the training. Tuesday night, it's BRG and myself doing the training. Nice. Because I teach old school.
Right.
Ryan teaches all the new stuff. Right. You know, or Brett. Right?
Yeah.
He teaches what they need to know to get into some of the bigger offices and get themselves out there.
Right.
And then Kenny Dykstra teaches on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
So, and he's a producer in WWE.
Yeah.
So he teaches them what they need to know to get into the big office.
Right.
Derek Moore also helps us. Derek, I trained Derek to wrestle, and then he went into movies.
Yeah.
He studied acting, and now he comes in and teaches character development.
Oh, wow.
How to build your character, how to come up with your character, you know.
And that's something the kids need to learn.
Right. You want to be the swashbuckler. Okay, how do you talk like a pirate?
Right.
Right. You want to be a Southern guy. How do you talk like a Southern guy? You know, we had a kid. He's actually from New Bedford. He's Boston Dan. You don't sound like you're from Boston. Start watching shows from Boston.
Right.
Start dropping your R's, dropping your G's.
Yeah.
And then he was wearing a welder's cap because he's a welder. So that's the stupidest thing in the world. Nobody knows what that is.
Right.
Get a scally cap. That's what you're going to wear. You're a Boston guy who works hard, blue collar.
Yeah.
You're going to the ring with that. And then he had some rap music playing. Get that garbage out of here. I've made him use Shipping Up to Boston by the Dropkick Murphys. And the minute the song hit, I told him, hold back till the music changes. Now go. As soon as he walked out, the crowd popped.
Nice. It's a great gimmick, though.
It is.
It is.
It's a great gimmick.
Nice. Now, it's real quick. Kenny started at like 14 years old, huh?
13, I think.
Wow, man, that's just amazing. What a great wrestler. We're talking about Kenny from the Spirit Squad, if you don't know who he is. But, I mean, if you're watching this show, I'm pretty sure you know who Kenny Dykstra is.
Yeah, Kenny's a really good guy.
Right.
He really is. And the fact that he comes and puts his time in with the rest of us, he just wants to give back to the business.
Yeah.
And, he takes the kids to WWE events that is local.
Yeah.
He's gotten them into a couple of events as extras.
Nice.
And he's got them on TNA when they were in Providence.
Yeah. Just recently, last week, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Just to backtrack a little bit, who inducted you into the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame? Because it didn't say when I tried to read up on it.
Mel Simons.
Oh, nice.
When I knew I was going in, I wanted to have somebody that I was really close with and somebody who knew me from the beginning. And Mel was our ring announcer, and I was very close with Mel. And he's still alive. He's still doing great.
Right.
So he did it, and he did a good job.
Now, I was at an arena at Jeff Costa show, and Mel was the ring announcer, and Hawk had just passed away from the Road Warriors,
yeah.
and Animal was there. And poor Mel kept saying, "Come have your picture taken with Hawk." And everyone's like, and he did it more than once. I know he felt really bad, but he just got a little confused.
Yeah.
And Mel's one of the greatest ring announcers of all time in New England, for sure.
We love Mel.
Yeah.
The IWF group, it no longer exists, but the guys who wrestled back then, we get together every couple months.
I see that. Brittany Brown.
Yep,
Oh,
Brittany,
man, that's awesome.
Myself, Gary Apollo, Paul Richard. There's about 12 of us that get together.
That's awesome.
We have a luncheon. We have a reunion coming up in September, which a lot of people go to.
Right.
We have videos playing with old pictures of everybody. And,
wow, that's awesome. And Brittany Brown is an incredible worker.
Yes.
She did so much in the business.
Yes.
I mean,
I used
she
to
was
book
fantastic.
What I would do at Salisbury Beach is I'd book one weekend Brittany Brown and Cookie Crumble or Ramblin' Rose, whoever she wanted to bring in with her. The opposite week, I'd book Misty Blue and Linda Dallas and Cat LaRue, yes. Kathy was a sweetheart.
Oh, I loved her.
She passed 3 years ago, I believe it was.
Really? Yeah.
Kidney failure.
I got to meet Misty just a couple of years ago at the gathering. What a sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know? And Heidi Lee Morgan.
Oh.
Who was another really nice girl.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to bring up in the name game, it's just, a moment, a memory or a comment, whatever you have of somebody. But the first name I want to bring up, it's kind of sad, Bobby Moran. You remember Bobby or Moran? He was shot by his son.
Really?
Yeah, he was an independent wrestler from New England. His son shot Bobby, his mother, not Bobby's mother, but the kid's mother, his wife, and their sister. And the kid that shot him's sister.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. I want to say that was in 1993, maybe 4. I read it. I actually read an interview with Bobby in New Wave Wrestling.
Okay.
So then I was like, oh, wow, where is he? So I started searching for him. That's what I came up with, and that's really sad.
Yeah.
So I figured maybe you would know him. No, you don't know him, huh?
Not personally, no.
Right, okay. So you brought him up earlier, and this guy, I love him. And actually, I have to call him to book him because before I went to the gathering, he called me.
Oh.
Rip Morrison.
Oh, Rip. Rip is probably one of the nicest people in professional wrestling. Yep. The minute I met Rip, I just like, yeah, we're going to be friends, man. And we hung out together a lot. We did some of the craziest crap. That's why when I had to lose the belt at Salisbury Beach, he was the guy. Yeah. He was the man. And just a really good guy.
He had some incredible bloody matches with Maverick Wild for Jeff.
Oh, yes.
I mean, really bloody.
I got I was working for Jeff in the late 90s.
Okay.
But my hip was letting go.
Right.
So I started to referee. And I got to do a cage match with Maverick and Mike. And they hit me with a board, so of course I take a bump.
Yeah.
Well, the guys on the outside are all looking at me and not looking at Ripper and Maverick and what they're doing. Forget about me. Go fuck. Get over there.
Right. That's wild. All right. It seemed that you wrestled this guy, Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah, a couple times. First time I met Abby up in Montreal.
Okay.
And then we were in Northeast Wrestling in Springfield, and Abby came in. And so we talked a lot. He said, well, where would you want to go in wrestling?
Right.
I said, I don't know, maybe, Tennessee, Puerto Rico, somewhere. He said, okay, maybe I can make something happen. It never did. But then we were in ICW, Mario Savoldi's office.
Yes.
And we're at the first taping, or it might have been the second taping in Portland at the Expo Center.
Yeah.
I just finished the match with Carlos Colon and had pretty good heat going. And now they got me with Abdullah, which really didn't make much sense because the first 3 matches I was in, I was a heel.
Right.
So, okay, what are we going to do? And Abby said, well, jump me and just keep punching me in the head. Really? He said, yeah, just keep punching me. Okay, you asked for it.
Yeah. So
I get in there, started punching him in the head, ripped the bandage off his head, and just kept going. And he said, come on, stiffer. I just kept punching.
Wow.
Blood was going everywhere. And we're on TV.
Yeah.
So then he takes over, drops an elbow, gets the pin, goes to drop another elbow, and Tommy Savoldi, the referee, blocks him. And now the people are booing.
Right.
Because now they're right behind Abby because I jumped him at the beginning of the match. So he throws me out of the ring. Some guy in the front row said, stay down, he's coming. So I'm slowly crawling to the ring. I'm thinking I'm going to give him time to get out of here. He didn't get out of there. He comes around, grabs me, and he says, table. So I see the ringside table. We had those long 8-foot banquet tables.
Yeah.
I did a barroom slide all the way up the table, cleared the whole damn thing off. And then he took a chair and whacked me in the back before he left. I remember Gordon Soley announcing it. He said, that sounded like a 405 howitzer going off. And so I get back to the dressing room, and Mario comes over to me. He said, John, what the hell are you doing? I said, why? Didn't you like that? He said, you made Abby a baby face. Oh, like, that's my fault.
Yeah, right. That's wild. Now, you wrestled in Lowell for WWF and the Saboldis, right? Didn't they run some TV tapings in Lowell?
I went to Lowell for Killer Kowalski.
Okay.
I wrestled up there, and there's an interesting story that happened there at that show. And then I did wrestle for WWF in Lowell at the auditorium.
Which, in my opinion, and I'm biased because I'm from Lowell, but one of the greatest buildings for wrestling. There's not a bad seat in the whole building.
Right. It's tight, but it's a good building. I wrestled Jerry Durand, who was another Kowalski guy.
Right.
And we did probably about a 15-minute match there in an opener. But we just got to wrestle in Lowell, which to us was the greatest thing in the world. When I was there with Walter, what happened there was we had a tag team called the Soul Brothers, Tony Ulysses and Chris Grant.
Yeah.
The names come from Ulysses S. Grant. Right. Chris Grant was from South Carolina and actually had the papers that made his grandparents free people.
Oh, wow.
They were slaves. And so Walter came up with that idea. And, well, okay, they're both black, so we'll call them Soul Brothers.
Right.
Never acknowledging that Tony Ulysses is really from Trinidad. Who cares? And it's wrestling.
Right.
So Chris is in the dressing room, and for whatever reason, David Sammartino did not like Chris. I don't know what the problem was, but David was giving him a hard time about something.
Yeah.
And Chris, you could hear it come building. He finally said, I don't care who your daddy is, I'll put you through the wall right now. And whoa, break this up.
Whoa.
Well, that was the nail in the coffin for Chris.
Right.
You don't go after the boss's son, no matter how much of a jerk he is.
Yeah.
And and David obviously was staying on because he's Bruno's kid.
Right. He's still a jerk. He was supposed to be at the gathering this weekend and he didn't show up. He canceled. So David Sammartino, you're still a jerk. I'm sorry. Real quick though, did you ever come across Bruiser Brody? I actually met his wife Barbara and had a picture taken with her and Karen McDaniel. Wahoos.
Yeah. It was a brief meeting.
Yeah.
It wasn't like anything
what a
drawn out. I didn't get a chance to talk with them or anything, So there were some guys that they don't talk to everybody. they're just very quiet people.
Right.
You know, if they know the person, they work with them a lot, they will talk to them.
Yeah.
But if they don't know you that well, they'll just kind of hang back and watch you and, you know, is this guy a jerk? Is this guy a nice guy?
Right.
You know? And that's how Frank was.
Okay.
But he nothing like the character that he portrayed.
Right. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
And the guy was smart. Oh,
Right.
my God. You know,
That's awesome. Real quick, Jana Skating Rink in Lowell, Massachusetts, the WWWF put 2 shows on. In one of the shows, Bruiser Brody wrestled Jose Gonzalez. Did he bully him in that night? Because remember, Jose said Brody bullied him. That's why he had an issue with him.
I think, yes, back when Brody first came in,
Yeah.
Brody was stiff.
Right.
He broke Bruno's arm. But he
Wow,
was huge.
I didn't know that.
So they overlooked a lot of stuff.
Right.
And of course, at that time, Jose was enhancement talent.
Yeah, babyface too.
WWF, right?
Yep.
It was the same with Kevin Sullivan, right at that same time.
Yeah.
And look at how good Kevin was, right? And I think that did happen.
Yeah.
I knew Jose for years, never ever had a problem with him. So when I ever
Right.
heard that this had happened,
Yeah.
you got to be kidding me.
That was crazy. That was so sad, man.
Yeah.
So sad. Al Perez.
Al Perez.
I met him at the Gathering a couple years. What a super guy he is.
I didn't know how good a wrestler he was until I got in the ring with him.
Right.
And this guy was strong.
Yeah.
Years later, I'm thinking, what would have happened if they had teamed him up with Tito Santana?
Oh, wow.
Or Gino Hernandez?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
They
The
would have been tag team
that were
champs of the world, for sure.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. All right. Joe Savoldi, who I really enjoyed watching Joe wrestle.
Joe was, when I met him, he was really just getting his first push.
Right.
Angelo had told us about Joe, how he was working hard and how many miles. He was running like 12 miles a day.
Wow.
He just worked out 2 or 3 hours a day.
He was in incredible shape.
Yeah. He wasn't a huge guy, but
No.
in great shape.
Right.
A lot better than all the other Savoldis ever were, you know. And so they teamed him with Al. The problem was he and Al didn't get along.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
didn't know
it was spilling over into the dressing rooms.
Wow.
And Joe would, he'd take all the heat, and then Al would come in and make all the saves.
Right.
You know. And I think that kind of rubbed Joe a little wrong. You know, it's ego, it's
Right.
wrestling.
Right. Did you ever hear the story Gary Hart told about Al was going to try to shoot on Flair and take the belt?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Gary
yeah.
Hart says it in his book and everything that Al literally said, I'm going to beat him. I'm going to take his belt. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. Well,
Oh, yeah?
he went to the promoter and told him, and guess what? They took Al out of the match.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But Gary loved Al.
Yeah.
But he also loved the business
Yep.
and knew that wasn't right.
He would have been tied in with Al, and
Yeah.
it would have been suicide.
Oh, and Gary didn't show up that night either. He didn't show up to the arena that night.
Yep.
So, like you said, he
Yep.
would have been. Luckily, he wasn't there anyways, but they changed the match.
Yep.
You know? But again, I loved Al Perez's work. I really did. This guy never gets mentioned on this show, Rudy Diamond.
Rudy, oh my God. Rudy was intelligent, but you wouldn't know it by talking to him. He could speak 5 languages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everywhere that I wrestled, Rudy came along. He was smart enough to know who to hang out with to get booked. And so when I was in with Walter, I wrestled Rudy quite a few times.
Right.
When I went to New York, he called me up and asked, how do I get on TV? So I said, well, come on down. I'll introduce you to Gorilla Monsoon. And then we went to Montreal. He came up there. When we went to Northeast, he came out there. And
Smart man.
I introduced him to Bob Backlund. And,
Yeah.
then we went to Savoldis and just kept bringing him along. And then we traveled together to Puerto Rico.
Nice.
We wrestled at Boston Garden, the opening match, 15-minute Broadway, before the Battle Royal.
Right.
And we do a thing in the ring. We call them routines. I throw him in the ropes. I bend for a backdrop. He leapfrogs over me. I pose out. He drop kicks me. I go over the top rope. It's a simple spot.
Right.
And Boston Garden would have a big effect because the ropes are really high. The ring itself is 4.5, 5 feet up.
Okay.
So when you're coming down, it's a pretty good drop.
Yeah.
So he leapfrogs over me. I pose out. Danny Davis was our referee, and he said, "He ain't coming." What? He's on his face. He tripped. Oh my God. So he's laying on his face on the mat. So I went over, what the hell is wrong with you? I picked him up, threw him out of the ring, and then had to work the audience a little
Right.
bit, you know? And so we did that, and we got back to the dressing room, and Strongbow was mad. Oh my God, was he mad. And he says, he fell on his face. I didn't trip him.
Right,
He
right.
just fell.
Yeah.
And he said, what the hell kind of wrestling was that? Well, that was the only mistake in the whole match.
Right.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I ask you, was Chief Jay as big a jerk as an agent as everybody says he was? Seriously? Yeah?
Yes.
And that's sad because he was the first wrestler I ever saw, and I loved him for years, but now I know the truth.
I idolized the guy.
Right.
I thought he was the
Right.
greatest in the world, right? And when I met him, he was just kind of real standoffish,
Right.
you know, like sizing you up all the time.
Yeah.
And then when he came in as an agent in '83,
Yeah.
I was now working in New York, and he, for whatever reason, did not like me.
Wow.
We had a wrestle in Bennington, Vermont, and he told me to stand there in a headlock and do nothing. So after about 4 minutes of doing absolutely nothing,
Yeah.
I just pulled up his chin right in, and he said, what are you doing? They're just doing nothing. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
ridiculous.
Right.
You know?
That's wild.
Yeah, he yelled at me almost every night after a match.
Yeah.
But like Billy Eady would come to me, he said, you didn't do anything wrong. He's just a jerk.
Right.
You know?
Wow. That's the truth. All right. I'm going to mention a couple guys that have passed away.
Okay.
Reverend Redemption. Do you know Rev?
Yes, I did. I had a big angle with Derek. We were at Showcase.
Yeah.
They jumped me and bloodied me up, and I had to go back after the biggest guy to get to Rich Bass, and Derek's the biggest guy. And
Right.
before the match, he said, what do you want to do? I said, nothing. It's August. It's hot out there. If I go down, I might not get back
Smart
up. If you
wrestler.
go down, it's going to take forever to get back up. We don't do
Right.
nothing. So we did that for 7 minutes. And then when the match ended, the crowd popped huge.
Wow.
He said, how did that just happen? It's called working.
Yeah. But what a popular guy amongst the wrestlers.
He was a
Everybody
sweetheart.
loved
He was-
him.
Yeah.
Another guy that everybody loved, Nick Steele.
Oh, I knew him from the time he broke in. I knew his dad, his mom, and it's just so tragic. You know, he had his problems like everybody else.
Right.
But he straightened himself around. And he had a good
Yep.
family going, and things happen sometimes. You know.
Yeah, it was very sad. I had just met him. He was the super. He couldn't have been any nicer to me when I met him. He really couldn't have.
Yep.
All right, Chris Blackheart.
Chris
Guys you work
Blackheart.
with.
Chris, I had to thank him for giving me the opportunity to come back in and be part of the business that I love being in and being able to do what I do. And he's afforded me some time. My wife got sick and I had to take some time off.
Okay.
And he said, family comes first, you take care of that. And then when I could come back, he just asked me and said, are you ready to come back yet? I was, all right. Yep, spot's there, I'll be there.
Nice. One more name, and then we're going to plug the show. You got a show coming up for Showcase?
Saturday night?
Okay, this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Where is it?
August 9th, Saturday, Woonsocket at the Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center, 126 Main Street, downtown Woonsocket.
Nice. Last name, Don Vega.
Don Vega. Don he's unusual.
Great talent, though.
Yes, yeah.
Him and Jose had that Wreak and Havoc tag team, and that was really, really good.
Yep.
John, we got to do this again.
Okay.
Thank you so
Great.
much.
Thanks for having me on.
Peace. Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.